What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm the regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge.
Welcome to another edition of Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. I am your host for today. My name is Remi, Afonja. And I have with me today, Madam Ololo, a cancer survivor. And we will be talking about her experience as she goes into details about how she was able to go through this excruciating experience, and God brought her to the other side by using naturopathic methods. Thank you very much, and we hope you are going to be able to stay with us till the very end, because there is a lot of things that we want to cover in this episode. Now, we have decided to break this time with Madam Ololo into multiple parts. And one of the things we want to try and establish is the whole journey. Madam Ololo, you are welcome.
Thank you.
I want us to start by you telling us about yourself. Tell us about yourself, your family background, your education, your work experience, things that just lets us know you better.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. My name is Ololo A, Emurovwe. I was born in Sapele in Delta State of Nigeria in the late 60s. Went to primary and secondary school in Sapele, Delta State. I proceeded to University of Illuminations, where I bagged my first degree. I read education history. So immediately I finished from the university, 1988, I did my service year, 88, 89 in Ogun State. I continued my same way of eating natural food. Then we didn't have much of all these processed food all over the place. So where I actually did my NYC was somewhat very close to Lagos. So I was more in Lagos. And by the grace of God, immediately we finished the service year, we were the pioneer staffs of NDLEA, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. So I joined in NDLEA in 1990, we were the pioneer staffs. So I worked in NDLEA, and I left NDLEA as an area commander by the grace of God. 2013, I was diagnosed of breast cancer. But before that 2013, 10 years before then, when I usually take my children, maybe when they have malaria, or even me when I have malaria or typhoid, because that is the main sickness we usually have. When I go to the hospital, there was this lymph node between my armpit and my breast. The first time I just told the doctor, I said, doctor, there's one little pimple-like thing between my armpit and my breast. And then it told me to lie down and examine. It told me it was swollen lymph nodes. And, it was not paining me. I just complained because it was not part of my body. I just saw it and I just complained just because I was in the hospital. So, and he told me swollen lymph nodes, and I asked him, what does that mean? And he told me, and that was it. After some time, when I go to the hospital, I will just say, doctor, that thing is still there. Shebi, you said it is an infection. What infection do I have that the thing is still there? I'm not feeling any pain, nothing. Will tell me, don't worry, it will go, don't worry, it will go. So each time I go there for whatever, it was always telling me it will go, it will go. That was 10 years before then. That was a warning for me that God was telling me, take care of this temple, your body. But I didn't know. And then when I asked the doctor just told me it was swollen lymph nodes. And I didn't know better. So it was not paining me, it was not giving me any problem. But 2013, and I told myself one day, I said, this swollen lymph nodes, doesn't it ever go away? Let me go to the hospital. I won't go and see that same doctor. Let me go and see another doctor. I went to a lab by myself. And I told them to do tests, mammogram, and they did. And they told me it was swollen lymph nodes. I told the doctor to interpret what it was. He told me it is not a problem, just ordinary swollen lymph nodes. And I said, okay, the doctor has been right all along.
From the time that you discovered this, that you first had the discussion with the doctor, that was around like maybe 2003.
Yeah.
Because he said so.
Yeah, 20,
and then when did you get to that point where you decided to take yourself and take matters into your own hand and decide to go and get a second opinion?
It was that same 2013 when I went to do the mammogram. The doctor told me it was swollen lymph nodes.
So now you're going to go do mammogram by yourself. This is not doctor ordered. This is just self, just to know what is going on.
Yeah, because it's not part of my body.
Because that one had been there for over 10 years now.
Yes, and it was not there before then.
Okay, so now, after that, what happened? After you did the mammogram and they still confirmed that it was just swollen lymph nodes, what did you do?
I don't know what. I just noticed that somebody was telling me some things that as we grow older, we should be taking supplements. I said, I don't need supplement and all that. I've always been a very strong person. Anyway, I suspected maybe I took some supplement that period. I don't know exactly what it was. And then the swollen lymph nodes became a little bit bigger. That's in 2013. And I went to the hospital again to see the doctor, another doctor, this time a government hospital. And then I did another mammogram. When I did it, they told me it was cancerous. So they didn't even tell me, they just told me it was serious. So they not told me it was serious. So when they told me it was serious, I said, what does that mean? So I went to another hospital. And then they did all the different tests, biopsy. They told me it was cancerous, that it was cancer. And as at this time, trust me, I've been reading. Remember, I'm the one that is carrying myself to these places. I didn't have any problem. But as at this time also, when the thing became a little bit bigger, few weeks, that period I was going from hospital to hospital, I was constipated. I was not going to toilet often. So I told myself, how can I be eating every day and not be going to toilet every day? So I didn't even link it up to the swollen lymph nodes. I said, if I eat every day, I should be going to the toilet because my body is not a sock away pit. That was what I just told myself. Not that I read it anywhere, you know? So I didn't go, I didn't go to the toilet for 2 days, and that was very, very abnormal. And I'm used to fasting. And prior to this time, I used to fast a lot. Because every good thing I have in life, I get them through prayers. So any little thing I need, any little thing, if I pray, I don't get answer, I will just go into fasting. So I'm used to fasting. So when I did not go to toilet, I just said, let me fast. Fasting will take care of the constipation. And I did. I fasted. But then the constipation did not go. So I went to the hospital again, and the rest is then, when the doctor now diagnosed, it was cancer. It was terrible. Really, really terrible. Terrible.
Okay. And now, question. When you were diagnosed, did they give you what kind of cancer, as in what stage, what did they tell you? What was the prognosis? What was the actual information they gave you?
When I left the hospital and I got home that day, after the doctor told me that I had cancer, how I got home, I don't know how I got home. So when I got home, I met my husband and my children. They were all at home. So I said, can you imagine? Doctor said I had cancer. So then I said, they told me something, they said, don't worry. Cancer will not kill you. You will live among the living to declare the glory of God. They just told me that. They just told me. I just said yes. Because since the doctor told me I had cancer, all the way from Oshodi, I live in Ikotu. I don't know how I got there. So many things were going through my mind. Everything is in my book, my experience. I'm just cutting everything short. So, and I said, yes, I will kill this cancer cell from my body. This cancer cannot kill me. I will kill the cancer. And I will give testimony to the glory of God, and people will know that God is bigger than this cancer. And that is exactly what I'm doing right now. This is my 11th year by the grace of God, going, God is sustaining me. So, my sister told me about Reverend Tony Akinyemi. He has actually came to my church before. So, and I told her about Reverend Tony. So she now said, what about that Reverend Tony Akinyemi? Why don't you go and meet him? I said, it's true. That was that. She was even the one that gave me the address. So I now came to look for Dr. Tony Akinyemi. I saw him, he was just laughing. He told me it's a small thing.
Now, at this time, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will go into the actual, your encounter with Reverend Tony, and then the multiple interventions that you went through from the time that you were told and till eventually, God took care of everything. Also, we want to know when we come back what the actual, recommendations that the doctors gave you, as in the options that you had, and what made you decide to go the route in which you took. Once again, this is Exposé with Tony Akinyemi, and we'll be right back.
Meet Emily. She is passionate about living a healthy life, but finds it difficult to access information on health and wellness.
Cancer is survivable.
That is until she discovered the online healthy living training offered by Reverend Tony Akinyemi on lms.rafainstitute.org. The online healthy living training program is a comprehensive interactive course that covers topics such as nutrition, fitness, stress management, and mental health. The course is designed to provide participants with practical tips and strategies to improve their health and well-being. Emily is now equipped with the knowledge and skills she needs to live a healthy life. Join Emily and countless others in living a healthy life by signing up for the online healthy living training program today.
Welcome back to Exposé by Tony Akinyemi. We've been having a discussion with Madam Ololo, and she's been able to describe to us her experience from when she started having symptoms, when she went for diagnosis, what the doctor said, what she did by herself to seek further medical diagnosis, because the doctor had told her it was just a lymph node, a swollen lymph node, and how she went ahead eventually till she discovered that. So she got a full diagnosis that she had breast cancer. Now, Madam Ololo, when you, discovered this, what was the doctor's explanation? What did he tell you around, the medical condition? And did he give you a stage, like this is this stage of the cancer? Did he tell you this is, and what was your encounter with, please take us through your encounter with the doctor or the doctors, whichever number of doctors you met.
Actually, when I was diagnosed, the doctor was not when the doctor diagnosed me of it, I didn't go back to the doctor. I went straight to meet Dr. Reverend Tony Akinyemi. When I went to meet him, the reason was I told myself I am not initially going to do anything orthodox. That was why I went to meet him straight. So when I went there, he was laughing. He told me that I shouldn't worry, that God is going to take care of everything. Only I have to do what it tells me to do. And he gave me a plethora of things to do, a long list. And God helping me, those were the things I was doing, which I'm going to talk about later. Now, because I had to still go back to the hospital to see the doctor, because they have to do operation. So I asked the doctor, what stage is this breast cancer? He told me, the oncologist told me that I should not waste his time, that people don't ask that question, that I should go and meet the nurse.
The oncologist told you?
Yes, oncologist.
He did not give you.
The oncologist told me that.
Proper, he didn't sit you down to explain properly the condition to you. He just told you not to.
He told me that people don't ask that question, that he does not have time, that I should go and meet the nurse. And I told him, sir, you are the oncologist here. I paid. If I want to see the nurse have always been here, because we all queue up to see the oncologist. So please, can you tell me what stage is it? He said, you are the only one asking. People don't ask. I said, sir, I want to know, please. So he now told me to just grudgingly, just told me, lie down. And he took something like a ruler. I don't know, just started doing some things, taking measurement and all that. I said, please, sir, can you just treat me with some kindness so that you don't give me wrong staging? It was when he now finished everything, he now told me it was stage 2.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so now, when you decided you are going to go you are not going to go the regular allopathic way, that you are going to try something else, and you met with Reverend Tony, tell us your experience and how it moved on from there.
So Reverend Tony told me so many things to do. First, I have to change my diet. Everything processed, I have to stop eating. Summary, I have to eat foods and fruit from farm and not from factory or company. Natural things. Food from farm and not from factory. So I take vegetable juices, vegetable smoothies, ugu, bitter leaf, cabbage, bitter leaf, carrots, cucumber, efirin, ewedu, everything raw. I will blend them and I will take them unfiltered. I will drink them. Those were my breakfast. Then he wrote lots and lots of food supplements for me. That period I was swallowing between 35 to 40 food supplements every day. I take about 10 in the morning or 15 depending, or another 15 in the morning, 15 in the afternoon, then maybe 10 in the evening. And this one, I have to space them because you are not supposed to take your vegetable smoothies. Now, if you notice, I mentioned vegetable juices and smoothies. My clients tell me I shouldn't be calling them vegetable juices because juices are smooth, smoothies are rough. So the vegetable, because they have roughages, so I now call them vegetable smoothies. Because when you blend them, they are not very smooth, so you have the roughages. So I will drink them, I will use water to gulp the roughage down. So I have to space the supplement from the vegetable smoothie so that the vegetables does not flush the supplements away. So I have to give at least 2 hours interval. So after taking that, in fact, most of the food supplements have timing. So maybe, I have to leave 2 hours, I have to wake up early, I have to do my sunshine, my vitamin D3, I have to do my exercise, I have to do so many things in between with the food and every other thing. So when I take the vegetable smoothies in the morning, I take my food supplement, then I will not take at a time, I was taking only one cooked meal a day. I will not take that cooked meal in the afternoon. I'll push it towards evening time. I can take the vegetable smoothie, maybe 2-3 glasses between breakfast and when I'm going to take my lunch. Then I'll eat the only cooked meal for the day. Then in the evening, I will not take maybe vegetable salad without vegetable, salad cream, you know. So that was what I was doing at a particular time then. And this time I was growing thinner and thinner. You know, I have never actually been a fat person, but it was like I was shrinking. But all along, I was not feeling any pain. I was very, very strong. But, you know, I was swallowing all these things. And that is one disadvantage of, you know, doing this healthy living stuff. You can never add weight. But I was just okay. I was okay. So there was this particular food supplement that I was taking. I was taking it every 1 hour for about 12 weeks. So in between all this, I went to do surgery to remove the lump. I went to do surgery to remove the lump. So my family told me that this food supplement and this healthy living I'm doing, I am shrinking every day, that I should go and do chemotherapy. So for good 2 years, I was with Reverend Tony Akinyemi. The thing didn't spread. The only thing was that I never added weight. And I was very okay. Nothing was wrong with me. But my family insisted because it is this orthodox they know, chemo and radiotherapy, that they knew. So they said I must go and do the chemotherapy and radiotherapy. So the next question you will want to ask me is, if for 2 years I did this natural, and why will I be convinced to still go ahead to do chemotherapy and radiotherapy? Remember that natural things are very slow. They're not like chemo. When you take chemo, I call chemo a blast. It will just blast it, it will knock the thing down. But natural is very, 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 very slow, but it's steady. What does it do? It will go down to the root and uproot it. It takes time. So my family insisted I must do that. If I don't do chemo and radio, because I have a doctor in the family, we have some medical people, that they will not fund me if I don't do chemo and radiotherapy and all the other orthodox stuff. They won't give me money anymore.
So they said if you don't do chemo or radio, they will not fund the natural, the supplements and all that you are taking.
Because they are very expensive. I was spending nothing less than 150,000 every month.
Now, question, and this was a long time ago. 150,000 at that time was a long time. It was a lot, more than $500. But now, the question, one other question that brings up to me is, so after you taking this, going this naturopathic route for 2 years, it was during that time that you did the surgery, right?
Yes, in between the 2 years.
The removal of the lump, and then you continued for that space of 2 years.
Yes.
Did they do any tests? What before? The chemo intervention. Yes. Was there any tests that were done, and what was the diagnosis from the test?
Right. So when I went to see this oncologist in Lutz, she mentioned I shouldn't mention her name. She told me that I was the first person she was saying that have this thing for 2 years and the thing did not spread. And then she said, what have I been doing? Because she saw all the previous medical reports. She said, what have you been doing that this thing didn't spread? You are looking this good. Are you sure you have this thing? I said, yes. This report and this person they don't match. I said, yes, I was actually diagnosed. I said, but you look very healthy. She said, okay, I should go and do tests. So I now went to do another test. So they saw a little bit of the cancer cells in my body. So she said, okay, you don't have much, but we're still going to place you on chemo. Then she said, do you know what? Those things you were doing for these 2 years that this diagnosis was made, and the thing did not spread, please continue, but don't ever quote me. I said, yes, ma'am.
Wow, that was what she said.
Yes, because she said it's against our profession. Don't ever quote me. Like I'm talking now, you will never know what I'm talking about. So started me on chemotherapy, and I continued doing the things selected things I was doing, because I was doing a whole lot. But now I now selected some of them. So I was taking the chemo every 21 days. I had 8 courses to do. So every 21 days I was taking it. So in between the 21 days, I have to do these natural things, selected ones, so that they do not interact with the chemo therapy. Yes. Yeah. So, but before I even went, I went to meet my coach, Reverend Tony Akinyemi. I told him my family is insisting that I should go and see the oncologist again. He said, go ahead and do it. Your immune system is so built up that chemotherapy will not do any harm to your organs. It is with that I went to see the oncologist in Lut. And that was when the oncologist saw me and said, I'm looking so healthy and all that. So I now started, in between the chemo, I was doing this natural stuff. So this was how I was doing it, 21 days. So I will do the natural for 19 days, the 20 days, then the 20 and the 21st that I'm supposed to do the chemo. I will not do any of those things. So I will leave the body bare. Then when I now finish the chemo, I will not stay for another maybe 72 hours. Then I will not continue again. So those were the things I did for the 8 courses.
We're going to take a break now. And when we come back, I want us to spend time talking about the book. I wanted you to talk about the people that you help, and you've been able to give us an idea of the interventions you have with people that you help. I want us to now focus a little bit on talking about the book and how people can get it and all that, and some of what we will go through, a few things that is in some of the chapters in the book when we come back. Thank you for sticking with us. This is Exposé by Tony Akinyemi. Welcome back to Exposé by Tony Akinyemi. We've been talking to Madam Ololo about her experience, her battle and victory over cancer. And she's been explaining to us some of the things some of our experiences and the things that she went through. Now, this is going to be the final segment of this interview. There's no way we can capture our whole experience in a 35 minute program, but we want to talk about her book. She wrote a book called Goodbye to Cancer. She told us about the experience she had with one of the doctors that told her, you need to capture your experience and all the things you do, your activities, the food you eat and all that, your diet, in a book, so that it can be a source of encouragement to people. And then she mentioned a young girl that had lumps, and lumps were discovered the 3rd time before her mom bought her this book. And she talked about the fact that that girl encouraged her to go around and talk to people about it. Now, Madam Ololo, my question to you now is, tell us some things that is included in this book and how it can help us. Reading about the book, one of the things it talks about is the fact that this is not just a book, but it's a mobile herbal home for and wellness home, a place where people can understand much about herbs and things that help our general wellness. So talk to us more about what is in the book.
Okay. I will give example of a man that had a enlarged prostate, and he actually bought the book. When he ordered for the book, he needed it urgently. I was not saying, why the urgency? He said he needed now. He didn't know that there's cancer in his family. I said, what makes you think so? He said, the senior sister or somebody in the family died. Another one have just been diagnosed, so he's suspecting he has. I said, no, it may be inherited, but then if you feed the inherited gene, then it will manifest. Now, what are the things in the book? Don't fertilize whatever you inherit. Do not fertilize it with your lifestyle, with the food you eat. Some of us, we don't do exercise. Now I'm going to summarize all the things I did. I've been talking much about my food. You do exercise. These are the things in the book. You do your exercise at least 10,000 steps a day. For those of you that have a phone, download the app, 10,000 steps a day. You don't have to start with 10,000 steps immediately, but just do it gradually, 10,000 steps a day, do exercise. Remember, cancer cells love where there's no oxygen. As you are doing your exercise, you are taking in more oxygen. Oxygen itself kills cancer cells. Take plenty of water. Take plenty of water. That is, you take nothing less than 4 liters of water a day. I'm summarizing what is in my book. 4 liters of water a day. There's a way you will space it out. Then, of course, you take your vegetable smoothies and your fruit smoothies. Then you go under the early morning sun between the early morning when you wake up to 10 a.m. That is vitamin D3. Then you can also take your supplement. Then, please manage your stress. Manage your stress. Whether it's financial stress, whether it's relationship stress, whether it's parental stress, manage it. It is one of the causes of cancer. Then, infection, untreated infection. One of the person I am managing has prostate cancer. And what cause is own? Because when I finish talking to them, the causes, they by themselves know what is caused, how they contributed to it. One of the causes. This man prostate cancer is caused by untreated infection. He said he kept treating and things kept coming back. Untreated infection. So when you have infection, make sure you treat it and treat it to the end. Then please eat the right food. Eat at the right time. You know that there's a page in my book. It's called Body Clock. There's a book on it on its own. Please follow your body clock. Oral hygiene. Take care of your mouth. Remember this mouth. You can use your mouth to eat life, and you can use your mouth to eat death. So please, don't. When you are eating food and you are full, tell yourself you are full. And know what you are eating. One of the main causes of cancer is sugar. Manage your sugar. There are so many other things that are...
Now, Ma, there are 2 things that I want you to just, in talking about this book, that I want us to round up on while talking about the book. There are 2 things. One, chapter 10 talks about circadian rhythm, which is what you said about how to manage your body clock and your sleep patterns. I've heard you talk about it somewhere else before, that you talked about sleep, in the school. And then also chapter 17, you talked about intermittent fasting, and water fast and all that, how people can, and I've heard you talk about that too, about fasting, and you broke down fasting into multiple ways. So if you can just summarize these 2 things. You've talked a little bit about the body clock, managing our sleep, but talk about fasting too, and some of the ways, especially since some of us have very wrong opinion, because I've heard you teach on fasting, and I learned a lot from it, as in some of us have wrong opinion about the way fasting should be. So can you just talk a little bit about it?
fasting is one of the ways of detoxifying your body. We Christians, all religion fast, but let me use Christian for example. Have you wondered that in Nigeria, most churches declare fasting at the beginning of the year to take care of the year? If you take time to do your research, after the fasting, a lot of Christians fall sick. Do you know why? They fast without water. Please, when you are fasting, drink water. What is fasting? Fasting just means deprivation. You are depriving yourself. So you can deprive yourself of food, of phone, of jewelry, of cream, but please don't deprive yourself of water. Drink water. Do you know what water does? When you go to the bathroom and bathe, you pour water. It's cleaning the body. That is what water does to the body. Now you're going to say it is a spiritual fast, that you don't have to do that. Remember, it is the temple of, your body is the temple of God. So when you are fasting, please drink water. As you are drinking water, remember you are depriving yourself of food and every other thing. You can fast from phone, fast from jewelry, fast of cream. Please, by all means, drink water. Water is very good with fasting. Even if it means taking it, it depends on how many days. Just drink water. Because fasting is another way of detoxifying your body. Then sleep. Many children today have cancer to do with ENT, ear, nose, and throat. Phone. Children don't sleep anymore. Because Nigerian telecommunications, in most cases, they've given cheap data in the night, so our children don't sleep. When you don't sleep, that is one of the causes of cancer and, of course, many sickness. So please sleep. Follow the circadian rhythm, that is the body clock. Sleep. Sleep. Coming back to fasting, if you read the body clock, you will find out that intermittent fasting is very, very good. You don't have to do, yes, you can do your intermittent fasting. So please, fast, sleep on time. Please, mothers, beg your children to sleep. Many of our children don't sleep. They play during the day and they sleep less than 4 hours every day. When you deprive yourself of sleep, it's a matter of time. It will catch up with you. Then the use of phone. Most of them use phone at night because data is cheap and you have a lot of free things at night. So please, let us curtail the uses of our phone and many more things that you can do.
Thank you very much, Ma. If we are going through everything that we need to do, we'll probably be 3 hours here going through it. Once again, this is Exposé by Tony Akinyemi, and we've been talking to Mrs. Ololo, and she's been explaining to us several things around not just her experience, but she's also been able to give us experiences of a few other people that she's been able to work with. And God has been good in their lives. They have testimonies to share of how God was able to get rid of certain ailments and diseases in their body. We appreciate your staying with us till this moment. And one thing we want to say that my coach and mentor always talks about is the fact that what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. One of the ways you can acquire that knowledge is by getting this book by Mrs. Ololo, Goodbye to Cancer. You can get it at the TSF bookstore at 18 Shogule Street in Ikeja. And then there are a few online sources that you can get the book. You can even just search Goodbye to Cancer dash Ololo, and you'll be able to see places if you can get the book. If you need her to come and maybe have a session with maybe young people, older people, people that are in their older age, or people that are having certain things, and you need to contact her. Displayed on the screen, you will see her contact information, her email and her phone number, and a picture of the book, so that you can get in touch with her and she can come and give a talk and talk about people. I mean, what she has said today is way more than this. I've seen her talk about the body clock and sleep. She didn't even get into what she normally talks about, I've seen her talk about intermittent fasting. She didn't even really get into it, because by the time she breaks down the days for you, especially people that live in different time zones, she breaks it down in such a way that it is not about a particular time of the day. It's about certain hours and certain things. I've seen her break that down too, but there's no way you can do all that in this time. Maybe another episode, if we're able to have her, maybe we'll just pick one of these topics and have her break it down and talk about it. But the book is there for you. There's a lot of things that you can learn from it. Thank you very much. We appreciate you staying with us. Once again, this is Exposé by Tony Akinyemi. What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Thank you. God bless you.
Meet Emily. She is passionate about living a healthy life, but finds it difficult to access information on health and wellness.
Cancer is survivable.
That is until she discovered the online healthy living training offered by Reverend Tony Akinyemi on lms.rafainstitute.org. The online healthy living training program is a comprehensive interactive course that covers topics such as nutrition, fitness, stress management, and mental health. The course is designed to provide participants with practical tips and strategies to improve their health and well-being. Emily is now equipped with the knowledge and skills she needs to live a healthy life. Join Emily and countless others in living a healthy life by signing up for the online healthy living training program today.